So I've come out today for a walk in the Great British countryside to see what's about. Now it is January and it is quite a murky day in January. It's one of them days where the sun never seems to fully rise. Here on the south coast of the Isle of Wight we are prone to mists, and they strike up off of the sea, they cascade over the cliffs, and they sort of paint everything in this murky eel grey colour. I've only seen the sun a couple of times today as it appeared behind a sheet of cloud as a lovely glowing orb. Seemed almost like an illusion. Now it's important if you forage as a discipline to consistently check your foraging spots and check them for the progression of the seasons because different areas will progress at different times. So it's only by observation that you can know what the plant colonies that you forage for will be doing at any specific time of year. And I am so glad that I made the effort and came out today, because I've found something that I didn't expect to see for at least another few weeks. So later on in the season, when it's time to pick wild garlic, you're looking for leaf shapes like this. So it will have a rib down the middle and it will have these lovely spear-shaped leaves that go off into a point like that. Absolutely lovely. If you see, it's almost translucent, and sometimes you can see vertical lines sort of running up the thing like that if you hold it up to the light. So the main thing that sets this apart from its potential lookalikes is its smell. So if you give it a sniff, where I've picked that bit off there, you can smell it already, it is beautiful. But if you crush the leaf up, if you damage it a little bit, and you put it to your nose, you're met with this incredibly garlicky spring onion, but like the green end of the spring onion, the scallion bit. It's beautiful. So in a couple of months' time, wild garlic season will be in full swing. We'll have lots of mature plants, we'll have the flowers to play with and the seed heads. It's like foraging Christmas. And I'm going to inundate you guys with some delicious recipes that I've been working on over the last couple of years that I think you're really going to enjoy. But yeah, if you walk up this path in a couple of months' time, everything will smell like this. And it's the signifier for me that the summer's on its way. The dark times have passed. Yeah, it's a real celebration. So it's a relatively easy plant to identify, and it grows in broadleaf woodlands like this. So there's only one other plant that you might get this mistaken for that could be potentially dangerous to you. And luckily, we've got it growing here. So this here is a young specimen of lords and ladies. And you can tell why there might be some potential confusion when you're looking for your wild garlic. If we look over here, this is the shoot of it coming up. So the leaf will shoot up from a central point, and it's sort of wrapped around itself in sort of like a spiral shape. So it's similar to the way that wild garlic comes up. So you'll notice the difference when the leaves come up. So they aren't grass-like in their structure. They don't go off to a really severe point, and they have these very pronounced tangs, like an arrowhead on here. So this is something to be wary of. So this plant is dangerous to humans because within its fabric it has lots of little crystals. Now these little crystals, when you chew it up and ingest it, will perforate and pierce the inside of your stomach. It will pierce your tongue, all the inside of your mouth, and cause intense irritation and discomfort. People that have eaten this thinking it was wild garlic have described it as eating battery acid or eating pure fire. It is extreme discomfort. So this is one to learn and be wary of at this time of year. As wild garlic season gets into full swing, I'll show you lots of specimens of this and get you fully acquainted with it so you can go out and pick wild garlic fully confidently. It's a beautiful plant though. You'll probably recognise it later on in the year because it has like a red spike of berries as its sort of fruiting structure. It's absolutely beautiful. So these plants share the same environment, so please be careful when you're picking your wild garlic. Pick it leaf by leaf and really pay attention to what you're picking and putting in your foraging bag. So go out there and check your wild garlic spots for any signs of activity. If you do find a patch of immature leaves, like I've just showed you, it's probably best to leave them where they are at this point. Leave it a good few weeks, be patient, because it's never good to pick the first few leaves that a plant sends up, give it a chance to establish itself, and pick from them when it's slightly more mature. Now the sun's getting low in the sky, I'm going to head home, I'm going to stick the fire on, and I'm going to get to editing the first ever instalment of the Fieldstudy podcast, which is going to be with you guys next week, I am pleased to announce. So next week we'll have the first ever episode of the Fieldstudy podcast, and I really hope you enjoy it. I can't wait to share it with you. Make sure you've hit subscribe. I'll be putting a post on the community section of the channel to let you guys know when it's uploaded. And I really want your feedback. Be as brutal as possible. Tell me if you like it, tell me if you dislike it, tell me what you didn't like about it, etc. It's all good stuff. I hope you have a great week. Whatever you're doing, go out and check your wild garlic spots, see if there's any activity bubbling on the ground, and take care. See you soon. Okay, so now this is truly crazy. So I've just put the camera away and finished filming for the day, and I was walking down the path. Still bare trees, middle of the winter, and there's a wild garlic plant here that's put out its first flower bud. Look at that. It is the 5th of January today, and it's got its first flower bud on. That is absolutely crazy. Here's another one over here, look. It's just starting to open up. That is absolutely insane. Wild garlic in flower in January. I've never seen that before. Slightly worrying.